Okay, so ignore my parking sensor warning. That has been on. I put on an aftermarket bumper and uninstalled my parking sensors. And that's been on ever since. I'm making this video about the pedal commander. So I bought one. I liked it in the beginning. It worked well for what it was supposed to in the beginning. Definitely is a gimmick, and I've wasted my money, and I feel like an idiot for purchasing it. So I did start to have several problems with it a few months in. I've had it for about 6 months. Today I uninstalled it. So the first problem I had was a check engine light. Pulled 3 codes related to the throttle sensor and some other accelerator. I don't really know. They cleared them for me and we were good to go. But yeah, they said it was at the dealership because I was there for some other, driveline maintenance. Just so happened to be that the check engine light came on around the same time. Anyway, they told me that it was because of the pedal commander. I, didn't want to believe them at first. I thought it was something to do with the maintenance that they may have screwed up, but turns out they were probably right. So the problem I was having, if you notice now, this idle is very stable. We're right at that like 550 RPM. It's not shaking or vibrating. The idle revs are not moving anywhere they shouldn't be. And I'm really happy about that. So with the pedal commander installed, the revs were unable to find a steady home. They were just revving, boom, 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 boom. It was bouncing all up into the 1200 RPM range and the 1100 and the 1000, and it was just inconsistent. And then it would sort of try and stabilize out. It would kind of stabilize around that 900 or 1000 mark, and it would still bounce. Then I would drive the truck, because that was kind of on a cold start, right? So drive the truck around. I would have problems while I was driving. I'll get to those next. But when I come back after driving, we return to a warm idle, which is kind of where we're at now. I've just finished the drive. This is a warm idle. So now with the pedal commander installed, what was happening is it was still bouncing, but a lot less, but it was idling too low. And the truck was sort of having a rough rumble, low idle, something I did not like. That's what really grabbed my attention and sort of let me know that, I need to get this darn thing out of my truck right now. So some of the other problems I was having while I was actually on the road, they're honestly very similar to the idle. So if you can imagine the cruise control set, it's not much different than an idle. It just happens to be idling at, maybe 1800 RPMs or whatever. So the same exact problem was happening. We'd have the cruise control set, and the RPMs were unable to find a consistent home. They were just revving and bouncing and revving and bouncing. And you could feel it in the vehicle. We were jerking forward down the road on the highway. It was very uncomfortable. And then lastly, one of the bigger problems that really, led me to uninstall this is as I'm braking, I apply the brakes and it's still doing it while we're braking. So, typically say we're at 1900 RPMs, we're applying the brakes and they normally would drop to maybe 1100 or something. And it's jerking up and revving up as I'm applying the brakes. And again, you could literally feel that in the drive line. We are attempting to slow down and stop the vehicle, and then it's boom, 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 it's trying to drive forward while we're trying to stop the car. So feeling the systems sort of fighting each other like that made me uncomfortable that I was going to cause some sort of damage, or at least just unnecessary wear. So I uninstalled that bad boy. This was my first test drive. Since I uninstalled it, it seems to have completely fixed all the problems I was having. So do not buy a pedal commander. They are a waste of money, and give it long enough of a time and they will screw up your vehicle. Anyway, y'all have a good day.